that it's going to have a great impact. So we're now working on the 2025 summer program, and we are hoping that these studios are going to be a part of that summer program, giving these students the experience and the introduction to these lines of areas that otherwise they would never have an opportunity to be at. And our long-term goal, and I'm going to say long-term, is that we would be able to start having these courses as credited courses so that we could actually offer them to high school students. And basically what they would do is that we would turn this into an academy that had credited courses that they could go to school half a day, get their basic credits for math, science, reading, and that type of thing. And then the other half of the day, they could actually come to the building and learn a trade. Trade meaning IT, graphic arts, audio, videography, choreography. So that's the long-term goal of what we're starting here. And the result is that we're hoping that we are going to have a great impact on being able to have pre-apprenticeships, apprenticeships, and internships, so that when the students do graduate, they have a one-up, whether they're going to go to a school, a higher education school, or whether they're going to be able to, right off the gate, be able to work with businesses that they can continue their internship.
I have a question. In your application, you said that you are a nonprofit foreign corporation. Are you in another state?
I'm sorry, can you say that
It
again?
says you're a nonprofit foreign corporation with an address in Campbell. So is that foreign to Dauphin County, or foreign to me means another
Is that
state?
you?
Is it the TNT building?
South
TNT,
33 Meadow Lane?
So I can interrupt here. I looked it up. It's for the Empower the Bridge Foundation. It was incorporated in, I've already forgotten, but it's
Another
Oregon or
state.
something. Yes, another state.
So just
Okay, sorry, I was like-
just a 1 minute, because our time's kind of coming short now. Tell us who the players are and
there's,
how it's structured.
I mean, there's Gary, Gilliam,
And that's Empower.
Empower.
at the-
And then
right.
there's Evolve Trades Academy that we partnered with, where they do go get trades. And then our side of it, or my side of it, would be the audio and video technology side. So when the same setup that you have for the trades of actual construction with Evolve Trades Academy, we would be doing the audio and video side of that and trying to structure it the same way and work with the school district to try to get it accredited and that kind of thing. But I mean, we have a 38,000 square foot building. We've been doing, I mean, there's what is Penny?
Living Well Institute.
Living Well Institute, which is the whole holistic side, and they living well and they do interventions. And so the goal is to have her do the evaluations and see what skill sets are and what obstacles we have with each participant, and to let her be in charge of that aspect of it. And then after we get the results of the evaluations, to be able to place them into the correct fields and work with them and, directly on a more personal level.
So is Empower, is they're the applicant,
Yes.
understood, and they're organizing, so they're the one responsible,
Yes.
for the grants and this application.
Yeah.
And so you're partnered with that organization to put all of this together? Is that-
Yes. We started this partnership probably, 2 years ago?
Year and a half ago.
A year and a half ago. And the reason it was such a great partnership is because Empower at the Bridge has the same focus with being able to work with the youth. And so it was a great fit when Tim came in and said, you know what? I have space. I have a building. I can be able to use the space for us to be able to do what we're looking at doing and offering the youth. So it was a good partnership.
Okay. All right, I think we're right at our time here. Are there other questions? Okay, no, great, thank you.
Thank
you.
Very interesting. Yeah, thank you. So we have Siren. And Francis Lavender, King David, and Vesco. Last two.
Is that the talk for
Siren? I think so, yeah. He came in uniform, yeah. This Dagan talking about, did they get last year? We'll look at that. They've been here a couple of years, but. Remember they were having a collapse. The back of the building was collapsed. The hill in the back, of the side of the building, actually was closing off the one door, the one emergency door they had to dig out.
That wasn't the outside.
Yeah, that's the outside. Yep.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Welcome.
Sorry.
Have a seat.
Yep, absolutely. Welcome back.
Thank you.
How have you been?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Good.
There is a remote control right in front
Oh,
of you.
okay,
You
great.
control your PowerPoint.
Very fun.
All right, well, I know you've been here before.
Yep.
Yep, absolutely.
Nice to see you guys again.
Yeah, it's good to see you. So you have 15 minutes. You have 15-minute slot.
Okay.
You know the drill with your presentation. The one thing new this year is we are live streaming.
Okay.
So just to make you aware of that. Yeah. Say hi to everybody that's watching and the
2 points on this.
100,000 viewers.
So, you know us, we're from Stilton, Siren
Yes.
Lodge 169. First, I just want to start off by giving all praises to Ms. Danae. She has been pushing us and made sure we made it this far. You know, last year I came, it was my first time. I was really nervous. You guys made me feel a lot better. This time, hopefully, we're getting it a lot better.
Okay.
She's done so much to keep us open and just putting her spare time, on the line. And I just wanted to start off with that because I don't think I would have made it this far without her.
That's very nice.
Secondly, what we're working on right now, her and I together, like I said, with her help, I've been elected as the youth director, and she is the youth directress for our lodge. We previously did not have a youth director. We did not have a youth directress. So that's another reason why I'm giving her this praise, because she helps us evolve. So right now, what we're working on in Stilton, we've experienced some of that violence in Stilton. So we know what that feels like.
Right.
How it affects the families around us, how it affects us as a lodge. And we put this together so that we have some other things to offer Stilton, other than just our canteen, which is our local bar. So we also have a ballroom, we have a stage, we have a sound system, and we have like area where we can start training kids. So for us to do these things, we need some upgrades to the building. Start going through the slides. So this is our youth violence prevention and recreational after-school program inside the lodge. Dauphin, share your presentation. The introduction, program overview, program objectives, program partners, program needs. Siren Lodge 169 has been in existence since 1909. In Stilton, Pennsylvania, the lodge has always been a fixture of the community for over 116 years, providing space for countless community meetings, gatherings, and events. The men and women of Siren Elks Lodge, number 169, prides itself in giving back to the community they serve, and it stands as leaders in the community through decades of support through various youth-based community efforts and programs. The Siren Elks Lodge, number 169, has extensive history in sponsoring and supporting youth engagement in the community through its longtime presence with the youth department, sponsoring the Stilton Elks drill team, band who has performed and marched in numerous holiday and Memorial Day parades, honoring our veterans, celebrating those who sacrificed for the greater good. Program overview. The Siren Elks Lodge 169, located 140 Frank S. Brown Boulevard, Stilton, PA 17113. The Honorable Danae House, youth directors, its officers, members, and constituents who wish to present youth development programming and assist the community development and violence prevention for the youth of the boroughs of Stillman, High Spire, the city of Harrisburg, and surrounding communities. This programming would consist of several aspects that are designed to engage youth in order to provide an atmosphere of education, recreation that would enrich their lives of the participants with life skills, soft skills, and a sense of community during the golden hours of the day between the after-school hours of 4 p.m. and 7 p.m. Critical time for many children and youth when it comes to preventing and reducing negative experiences and violence, hunger, and neglect. Some of the activities, workshops, engagement would include personal development, soft skills development, such as, cooking, cleaning, just being a part of like the neighborhood, like clean up. I did that. I volunteered to do that at the Tri-County Community Center. It was really good. I got to get some young kids that wouldn't have really come out and help to actually come pick up some trash. They were like, "You're doing it?" "Yeah, I'm doing it. Come on, let's do it." So, just seeing somebody from their community doing it kind of just helps them get into it. Conflict resolution, I would put it as the name again. A lot of times, like, there'll be issues in the community and they're not comfortable, just communicating with everybody. She seemed to be a centerpiece for some people. Anybody from mothers that got their food stamps stolen or, people that can't find a job, they come call Mr. Name, And I like being a partner with somebody. Recreation. So when I first joined the Elks, my first thing was being in a parade. So I know what that feels like to, reach a level of honor where somebody doesn't mind presenting you to the community. You're not a burden. So that gave me a sense of pride, just being a part of the recreation that the Elks was providing. I got to be a part of the food bank, working the parades. I worked several, we do help people that have lost family members. So sometimes I'll be a part of that team. So those are just some of the things. Program objectives. Siren Elks Lodge number 169 seeks funding to initiate an after-school and weekend program that delivers a promise from the community to its children, and we find it not robbery to help to provide paths to positive outcomes in their everyday lives by engaging them within safe spaces and providing them with a sense of value and worth, not only to themselves, but also to their peers and adult community members. Youth development programming would consist of 3-day-a-week programming, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, with the potential of weekend events and activities mainly taking place at Siren Elks Lodge, number 169.
And I do, go ahead, did you finish?
No, this program will be available to children and youth from ages 6 to 17 from hours 4 to 7 p.m. split into 2 sessions, 6 to 12-year-olds, 4 p.m. to 5:30, 13 to 7-year-olds, 5:30 to 7 p.m. This ensures their materials and workshops are age appropriate and adequate staffing to participate, and ratios are mandated.
And I do want to say the young girl that was in the silver blouse there with the trophy is my daughter. She's 28 now and she works for the Attorney General's office. I found that picture.
That's great. I love that.
Okay. Siren Elks Youth Program. Strategic objectives: personal development, soft skills development, conflict resolution, recreation. This is kind of an extension of what we were going over before. One of the things that I had the privilege of doing was working with the Attorney General's office, Jerry Mitchell. In that encounter, I was able to help him develop a drug program. I was working with the Alexandria Community Center at that time, and just recently talked to him. So we're going to have him on board with helping us with some of those education things. He's also the education liaison for the Attorney General's office. So we're going to get the drug and alcohol classes going on there, coaching, etiquette and manners, the soft skills development. Like I worked with Nathaniel Gass. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with him, with the Writers Workshop. I used to make music, so I would put music behind some of his writers' poetry and books. I'm just going to keep kind of skipping through. I think you guys are getting the point. Yep. Mainly,
our conflict resolution is related to some of the gun violence we've experienced. It's still a small town, so it's not common. And so I think one of the reasons is the Siren Lodge not being open. When it was open when I was young, we didn't have gunfights, we had fistfights. And, that was that. So bringing that conflict resolution, I think, is important because the right people can help that.
One of our recreations, like I said, I make music. I want to see the kids on stage and showing their talents off. And acting classes, I have some improv ideas. I took theater in college. I was a senator of the Student Government Association at HAC. So that stuff was really enlightening. It just opens you up as a person. You never know. But if I can show them that they need. Okay, we'll try to skip the redundancy.
I think a lot of this stuff is saying the same thing. Engaging several partners, I think I covered a few of them. We're in the borough of Stoughton. We did get endorsed by Scott Perry, pretty cool guy. No program needs and projections. So 75 grand construction and facility improvement so that we can start these programs as necessary. Furnitures, fixtures, and equipment. We have an estimate. Total program, financial objective with donations and things. We're looking to raise about $300,000. I'm going to skip more of these because I think they're covering some of the same things.
The project of Siren Lodge improvements and subsequent programming will result in at least 10 jobs for construction for the project areas and implementation of programming, 5 full-time construction jobs, 5 part-time jobs for programming. Okay. The need will be fulfilled through community business engagement and partnerships and sponsorships, grant offerings, example, gaming, CDBG, project funding, demolition, framing, all of this stuff is in the pretty much. We kind of took fun parts of it. Completion of the project. We have a partner contractor now that we've been working with, Paul Heaton, who will be providing our estimates and direction for our construction parts of our operation. These are some of my brothers and daughters from the Citadels.
I'm going to get up a little bit closer.
So I'm the baby. I'm the youngest. So I'm not in the picture.
That's why they were making you out there shuffling.
I throw salt around, so no, but I do understand the purpose of Elkham. So I love each and one of these brothers dearly, and I consider these to be honorable men. Also, we have a picture with Brother Sean McCoy. He came down to support our local lodge before he started his community initiative, which I feel like we helped just, kind of bring the flavor back with him coming down and showing us some love. You got the kids on the steps. That was the real helping back. When I was a kid, I stepped, my sister stepped, we all did those great. We had so much fun, you couldn't tell us nothing. That's an image of 2 daughters helping out Ms. Danae's granddaughter, and these are our honorable daughters down here. So we have the support, we just need some support.
And actually, we've been trying to get a community center in Stoughton ever since I was on council, and even probably before me. I started in 2011, and what did happen is I was able to start an after-school program with the help of Commissioner Hartwig, Representative Patty Kim, and the after-school program was very, very successful. I ended up working with Breaking the Chain. Sometimes you don't need a whole lot of things going on, because you're kind of competing. So Breaking the Chain was really growing at that time, and I kind of just got more involved with them. And I've actually been mentoring with them in Dauphin County since 2016. So I still mentor kids now. The Elks Lodge has 3 floors. So this is almost like a little community center, really. I mean, it really, really is. Again, the canteen helps pay some of the bills, the lights, the gas, things like that. But we have so much more that we can offer to our community. I mean, like I said, we have a stage down there that needs repair. We have a kitchen down there that needs repair just so the kids can have cooking class, things like that. Sewing class, music class. We have a piano that works very, very well. We could bring in piano lessons for the kids. Of course, the drill team, that's been magnificent for many, many years, and they've won so many trophies throughout the state. But with the things that are going on in the world today, as we all know, it's just really out of control. It takes us as adults to try to help these kids, you know, in these communities by giving them something to do. Okay, so yeah, we just wanted something, you know, try to give these kids something to do. And again, I've been working with kids from the time, forever. My first job at 14 was a camp counselor. So, you know, it kind of just came back around, you know. One of the kids I counseled is actually the vice president of the Little League World Series. I was born and raised in Williamsport, and I actually took the drill team to the Little League World Series in 2019, and they performed. So, you know, we just need a operating place that we can house these kids and make sure they're in the right direction, going in the right direction.
So in your application, you had a list of some of the matching funds
Yeah.
that you're looking at. Do you have any update on those? I think there was a private foundation grant, CDBG funding.
No, that would be something we would be applying for, not
Okay.
something that we actually have. I know when Congressman Scott Perry came to the lodge, he came through and, you know, took a tour and everything. He seemed to me, from the conversation with him, is if we do get these funds, he would be someone that would be matching them, you know, so.
Is there, so if you don't get any of those other dollars, I know you have some, you know, some funding, it looks like from your investment from the lodge,
Right.
but what would you do with the program? You know, if you got some money from this program, but you didn't get the other dollars. So say you got.
Well, thank you. Actually, I know when I ran the after-school program in Stilton, it was very successful. But of course, the school was a beautiful building, you know what I mean? So we were able to do that at the school.
Right.
I did that program off of donations. I think I got I got 2 grants, $500 from George Hartwick, Commissioner, and $500 from Eugene DePasquale. But everything else was just people giving money, you know, local people in the community giving money.
You to make up those dollars.
Yes,
To the extent
that
you could with private donations.
private donations, I would try my best,
Yeah,
yes.
sure.
Mhm.
Sure.
And for me, most of the time, because I support Ms. Danae the way I do, I just pay for things out of my pocket. I'm a stock investor. A long time ago, a guy my mom went to school with taught me how to, you know, invest in stock. I think I also got a check last year for about $5,000, and I just left it sitting in the bank. I think right now I'm probably maybe willing to match maybe 15,000, you know, but maybe
great.
last month I did maybe
Yeah.
9,000, you know, with this selection. I mean, people can say what they want about Trump. I'm sorry, I did very well this year and it's not. When she's moving, I just make sure to keep the fire burning because we haven't had, you know, this type of unity in a long time, but I did come with my checkbook.
Okay, great. Other questions? Questions?
Very good.
Okay, great. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming again. Good to
Thank
see you.
you. Thank you guys so much, yeah.
That was a great last year.
I couldn't tell you what news this year. Good seeing you guys.
You too.
Happy New Year to you
Happy
guys.
New Year.
Yeah,
Thank you
thank
very
you
much.
so much. Yeah.
All right, last one. Francis Lavender and King David Invesco.
That's like you won the winning
Yeah. So that's the thing here. They do that whole thing.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Welcome.
Are you Ms. Lavender?
Yes.
Hi, nice to meet you. My name's Betsy.
Hi
Hi.
Betsy, nice to meet you.
Yeah. Wonderful, I'm Matt, and,
I'm Matt.
Keith?
Keith?
Hi, I'm Brooke.
Brooke, I've talked to you on the phone so many times.
Me.
all right, so you're here representing the, Francis Lavender and King David Invesco
Okay, David.
project, right? You applied for, $75,000,
Yes,
and I think this is your first time
my first.
here in front of us, so that's
Yes.
great. We're happy to have you here.
Thank you.
So you have 15 minutes. And so, using that time to answer any questions. We can answer any questions that you might have, and then just, presenting your project to us. I know you've received questions from us, so if you want to expand on any of those,
Okay,
that's fine as well. Just to note that we are being live streamed,
yes.
so that you're aware of that. And with that, please take it away.
All right. As you can see here, who is King David Invesco? And it's abbreviated KDI. It's an investment entity registered with the Pennsylvania LLC. And we're committed in partnering with the people in the community to revitalize and stabilize their neighborhoods together. And our company's primary focus is to rehab the abandoned properties and vacant land spaces into affordable housing for families living in the area. And how do we plan to achieve that? How do we plan to achieve the goal of creating an affordable housing bank? KDI has adopted the neighboring practice, which is an engagement model that focuses on bringing three major sectors together through education, industry, and housing to break the cycles of poverty and stabilize communities. And with KDI works collaboratively with those affiliated with the Neighboring Academy educational program and connecting to the needs of the students and their families who need affordable housing. KDI also collaborates with resources and services that can assist families and individuals with opportunities to obtain housing loans, or Section 8 rental opportunities for the low-income affordable homes affiliated with KDI. And as you can see, the neighboring practicing, it intersects the collaboration between the three main sectors, as I mentioned before, through education, through industry, and housing to break the generational cycles of poverty. And here's how we will bring in the industry together to educate the students in the community by building strong neighborhoods together. And I will expand on that a little later. And KDI acknowledges the importance of engaging the community in revitalizing and stabilizing the neighborhood. The neighboring paradigm shift individuals to community. It introduces different types of neighboring capital through theory and techniques, human-centered design, appreciation, inquiry, and experimental learning. And we want to continue connecting neighboring sectors to advance through this education and industry and affordable housing, providing pathways to success, neighboring with students and community to rebuild and revitalize the community, engaging building investors that share the neighboring vision to create an affordable housing bank in the area. And how we're gonna continue the affordable housing banking plan. We plan to invest the funds into purchasing abandoned properties and or land spaces in this Stilton. We're gonna start with Stilton High Spire area, from the Bureau or private owners in the area. They plan to revitalize the homes, making them code-ready properties for affordable, safe, live-in homes for families. Also willing to invest in a land space to build affordable housing for families in the area to buy at low market rate, low market value, or rent through Section 8 with an option to buy. And KDI wants to put homes back on the tax bracket, bringing revenue back into the area to continue to build strong neighborhoods. And as you can see, these were 3 of the properties that we had looked at a while back. These were blighted properties that have been abandoned. So some of the ones we want to look at by putting abandoned houses back, where we want to revitalize those and put them back on the tax bracket. And that property there is at 247 Frank S. Brown Boulevard, and this was reviewed by our construction contractor, Corey Ford Construction Company. It was recommended this project be gutted down to the studs, roof in need of minor repairs, but the foundation is really good, and the house is in need of some electrical wiring, updated or replaced. So we completed some inside work, drywall, all of the above. And as for, there are some other investors presently sharing the neighboring vision to break the cycles of poverty through home ownership and equity building. We have the Neighboring Academy, ALLC, building learning spaces. We have Diverse Investment Group, who's building affordable housing, homes using 21st century techniques through shipping containers. And we have King David Invesco, revitalizing abandoned homes here in the community to provide affordable housing to low-income families in the area, with the priority to the Neighboring Academy family and students. And these are the prospective future education or worker space. That's when you're talking about the 21st century affordable housing building. So KDI would like to create a partnership with the Stilton Borough to move forward with investing in revitalizing the abandoned homes for affordable housing. Provide an opportunity for us to purchase the home or land at no little cost, connecting with general municipal funds to assist KDI for continual development of this community project. We also want to assist with identifying the abandoned homes that the Economic Development Corporation will be interested to KDI in this project.
So, Ms. Lavender, if you were to buy homes, who would the owner of the home be?
It would be KDI.
KDI, okay,
Mhm.
thank you.
So then we looked at what's in it for Stilton Borough. We started with Stilton Borough because we were excited about what we saw with the neighboring model. We stabilized the Stilton community through KDI prioritizing of families in the Stilton area receiving the homes that become available through KDI. Using these neighboring practices ensures multiple partnerships to connect communities helping communities. That's what I call it, to connect resources to families in need of affordable housing. And puts tax revenue back in the area. It's increased growth in the businesses in the area from families staying in the area. Stabilizing the school district through having families stay in the area, and continuation of engaging the families in the stabilization of the neighborhoods, one home at a time. And I see you had some questions there. KDI's experience in developing, what is our experience in developing and revitalizing affordable housing? So per the DC local shared municipal grant program guidelines, it said, and we went on, I might answer your question. KDI's team comes with a wealth of experience in developing, revitalizing, and creating affordable housing. KDI's CEO, Raymond Scott, who established the investment LLC, brings years of experience in the overseeing of large construction build of a single-family homes with strong field trim code company of Arizona. Mr. Scott worked closely with the CEO, Les Busfield, assisting as an estimator for the projects and the responsibility of logistical support for over 30 construction crews on active projects for over 5 years. I'm the operation manager. I bring over 30 years' experience in connecting individuals and families in housing and support services by working closely with Harrisburg Housing Authority, being as an advocate on their behalf between landlords and residents, Area on Aging, Fair Housing Council, and PHFA. KDI is partnered with the Corey Ford Construction Company as their primary construction company for rehabs in the area. They have a track record of over 5 years of revitalizing and building single and multi-unit homes in Harrisburg and surrounding areas. And these are all community partners that we was able to connect with. KDI's team of experience and expertise plan to utilize unique skill sets to achieve its goals of purchasing abandoned homes in the target area, as I said, revitalizing them, selling them, renting them out at a low market value to residents in the target area. The operation will be sustainable by the reinvestment of the funds, but we're going to put the money back into rehabbing more abandoned properties for affordable housing. We identified the property at 247 Frank S. Boulevard, which the borough is waiting for the outcome from the gaming decision also, but has also wrote a letter of support for KDI to acquire the property. So KDI will ensure that they sell their homes below market value by comparing with the market values within the area. The estimated cost was derived from KDI's partner, Corey Ford Construction. You also asked for the, I did correct the attached revised budget. I did submit that. Plus, we also have state and federal grants that are still pending. And our goal and action plan should fit in, primary goals to increase the affordable housing choices and decrease the housing shortage needed in targeted municipalities whereby abandoned and blighted properties exist. And with that, while working collaboratively with the residents in the area and the local boroughs. KDI team is a partnership with the Neighborhood Academy, as I mentioned before. Thus, their action plan is to engage the local educational system to allow high school students from the Neighborhood Academy through Stilton High Spire District who was involved in the Neighborhood Academy. And they plan to put their sweat equity into the abandoned properties that KDI invests in. It is our goal to have these high school students in the academy that are learning financial literacy and hands-on skills to own affordable homes by the time they're 25.
So can I interrupt just for a second? Mm-hmm. So what I'm looking at in our summaries here is you have a project budget about $500,000. Is that with a request from us for 75? How many homes can you acquire or renovate for $500,000?
That's a good question. This is our first time at this, so we're looking at doing at least 3 of them.
Okay.
At least. Well, the properties that we have identified that we're looking at.
And then would you look to sell, you're talking about selling them for under market. And I know you have some capital investment.
Yes.
That you're showing at 50,000.
Mm-hmm.
And you have some bank financing also. So, with that, are you expecting a return on these, or are you going to reinvest? What's sort
We're
of the
going to
model
reinvest them
after
back
you-
to reinvest to purchase other properties and turn those into affordable housing.
So if you do 3 properties,
Mm-hmm.
do you have a sense of what the sale price would be on these
No,
properties?
it will depend on the market value at the time we purchase them.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And we're looking at, repurposing them into affordable family homes as defined by HUD, not to exceed more than 30% of the gross family income of low-income families. So, and we will, like I said, we'll utilize the funding from streams and resources to provide contracted builders and necessary contractors with the funds to refurbish the abandoned homes.
What's a home like that typically cost for you to abandon home to buy?
Well, anywhere from 10 to 15,000 maybe. But then we have to put the rest of the money into refurbishing it, because like I said, that one property, it has to be gutted out down to the studs.
Are you purchasing it from the borough? Are they taking-
Yes, we're looking at purchasing it from the borough, yes.
The borough or the county?
The borough, I'm still in borough,
Because you mentioned repository.
yes. And then once we do that, we'll look at other homes within the Dauphin County.
I noticed you didn't have any title checks here. Just to
No.
make sure there's no big liens on the property. You just might want to think about that.
Right, well, we also spoke with Stoughton Borough, and they were, identifying those homes that did have liens or didn't have liens. And that one property there was the one that we were interested in because it would be lien free.
And one thing you should consider is probably talking with George, who, if you don't know George, runs economic community development in the county. And one of the areas that he operates is the land bank authority, and that land bank has the ability to receive properties off the county repository
Yes.
list
Mhm.
and clean all of the liens.
Mhm.
So that way, but as you, I'm sure know, a big part of the problem with
Right,
properties is that they have significant liens on them.
Right.
And nobody wants to touch them
Right,
because
right.
it's not affordable with the liens. And it takes time to get through that process. So and I know because I'm on the land bank
Right.
authority, we've received properties that way
Mhm.
and have been able to, to do some, succeed in getting some projects done.
That's good. Mhm.
So I would encourage you definitely to come, look up George and
Yeah,
talk to him about that.
right.
You indicate you have a private foundation grant that's committed. Are you able to identify who that's from, the $50,000? So that's just what I have in my summary in front of me that.
Oh, in the summary?
Yeah, you have 95,000 of bank funding,
Right,
bank
right, right,
financing
right.
that's committed.
Yeah, we have private investors. Mr. Bleeker, he's a private investors as far as with Mr. Bleeker's with he's a private investor for KDI.
Mhm.
And with the Diggs, yeah, they're an investor.
Okay.
And that will be a grant that doesn't need to be repaid?
Right.
And then you also have a pretty large state grant, looks like you've applied for.
We applied for it, hasn't, we're still pending.
Okay, okay. Are you able to identify what that program is? Okay.
Can you give us an estimate of when you expect to hear on that one and the federal?
No, I can't.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay. Look, there's clearly a need for affordable housing. We've had a number of
Yes.
affordable housing applications from various, nonprofit, for-profit groups that have come through here. So that's definitely a little bit of a theme this year of applications that have come in.
Mhm.
I think we all know that there's definitely a need.
Yes.
I'll just ask, anybody else have any other questions?
No.
This has been
A lot
informative.
of information, yeah.
Okay. All right, well, thank you very
Well,
much.
thank you.
Coming in, appreciate it.
All right.
You are the last one of the night, so with that,
Save the best
you're
for
gonna,
last.
that's right, you're gonna see us pack it up.
Yeah, you don't have to stay to 10 o'clock then, right?
That's right.
It's close.
Now I'm going to get some sleep. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. All right, you too.